In his long-awaited report to Congress on the Russia probe released Thursday, special counsel Robert Mueller said his team was unable to conclude that President Trump did not commit obstruction of justice. But Mueller said he declined to make a, quote, prosecutorial judgment about whether Trump committed a crime. Mueller saying the evidence we obtained about the president's actions and intent presents difficult issues that prevent us from conclusively determining that no criminal conduct occurred. Mueller detailed a series of incidents in which President Donald Trump took actions to impede the probe that raised questions of whether he committed obstruction of justice.
On obstruction of justice, Mueller broke it down into 10 episodes where Trump was pushing back on the investigation, and he discussed whether that would be enough for obstruction of justice without reaching a final conclusion. So some legal experts say that there's a pretty compelling case here for obstruction of justice, and so they're second-guessing Mueller stopping short.
In one of the episodes, the report said Trump directed former campaign manager Corey Lewandowski to ask then Attorney General Jeff Sessions to say the Russia investigation was, quote, very unfair, and to limit the scope of the probe, which Lewandowski declined to do. The special counsel said he believed he had the authority to subpoena President Trump, but decided not to because it would delay the investigation, saying they had sufficient evidence to understand relevant events. In an extraordinary move ahead of the report's release, Attorney General William Barr delivered a spirited defense of President Trump at a Justice Department news conference.
President Trump faced an unprecedented situation,
outlining his own conclusions about Trump's actions hours before the long-awaited release of Mueller's report on the Russia probe.
We now know.
On the key issue of obstruction of justice, Barr revealing that he and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein had disagreed with some of Mueller's, quote, legal theories on obstruction, ultimately concluding there was not enough to establish Trump had committed a crime.
The Deputy Attorney General and I concluded that the evidence developed by the special counsel is not sufficient to establish that the president committed an obstruction of justice offense.
Barr said for the first time that the probe had offered, quote, no evidence of collusion with Russia by Trump's campaign.
Barr has so far refused to work with the committee.
Outraged Democrats on Wednesday accused Barr, a Trump appointee, of trying to shape the public's views of the report by speaking ahead of its release. The report's release comes nearly a month after Mueller turned over his report to Barr, who blacked out sensitive information before making it public. Over the course of the nearly two-year investigation, Mueller obtained indictments against 34 individuals, and several of Trump's aides were either convicted or pleaded guilty on a variety of charges, from his former campaign manager Paul Manafort to his former personal lawyer Michael Cohen, though none on charges relating directly to election conspiracy. Democrats are already calling for Mueller to testify before Congress, saying it's essential to restore the trust of the American people.